And we started at the streak, and we started on at the streak of dawn, but God, he looked ghastly pale. He crouched on the sleigh, and he raved all day of his home in Tennessee. And before nightfall, a corpse was all that was left of Sam McGee. There wasn't a breath in that land of death, and I hurried, horror-driven, with a corpse half hid and that I couldn't get rid because of a promise given. It was lashed on the sleigh, and it seemed to say, you may tax your brawn and brains, but you promised true, and it's up to you to cremate those last remains. Now a promise made is a debt unpaid, and the trail has its own stern code. In the days to come, though my lips were dumb, in my heart how I cursed that load. In the long, long night, by the lone firelight, while the huskies, round in a ring, howled out their woes to the homeless snows, oh God, how I loathed that thing. And every day that quiet clay seemed to heavy and heavier grow. And on I went, though the dogs were spent and the grub was getting low. The trail was bad and I felt half mad, but I swore I would not give in. And I'd often sing to that hateful thing, and it'd hearken with a grin. Till I came to the marge of Lake LaBarge, and a derelict there lay. It was jammed in the ice, but I saw in a thrice it was called the Alice May. I looked at it and thought a bit, and I looked at my frozen chum. Then here, said I with a sudden cry, is my crematorium. Some planks I tore from the cabin floor, and I lit the boiler fire. Some coal I found that was lying around, and I heaped the fuel higher. The flames just soared and the furnace roared, such a blaze you seldom see. And I burrowed a hole in the glowing coal, and I stuffed in Sam McGee. Then I made a hike, for I did not like to hear him sizzle so. And the heavens scowled, and the huskies howled, and the wind began to blow. It was icy cold, but a hot sweat rolled down my cheeks, and I don't know why. And the greasy smoke in an inky cloak went streaking down the sky. I don't know how long in the snow I wrestled with grisly fear, but the stars came out and danced about ere again I ventured near. I was sick with dread, but I bravely said, I'll just take a peep inside. I guess he's cooked, and it's time I looked. Then the door I opened wide. And there sat Sam, looking cool and calm in the heart of the furnace roar. He wore a smile you could see a mile, and he said, please, close the door. It's fine in here, but I greatly fear you'll let in the cold and storm. Since I left Plum Tree down in Tennessee, it's the first time I've been warm. There are strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. The Arctic trails have their secret tales that would make your blood run cold. The northern lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest they ever did see was the night on the marge of Lake LaBarge that I cremated Sam McGee. Thanks.
It's been mentioned that George didn't like crying, and there's an unconventional wisdom to his dislike for tears. From what I can gather, it may have started from that manly falsehood that men don't cry, but I believe he outgrew it. You see, more than tears, it was saying goodbye to those he loved, and the tears that accompanied that he really disliked. And perhaps this is why, during dinner parties that he and Jill hosted over the years, that at 7:30 p.m., George would get up and leave the table and return a few minutes later in his bathrobe and shorts and bid the guests good night. It's important to say goodbye on your own terms. We have gathered here as an eclectic group of people to share our memories. And in moments from now, we will close. And we'll leave here and go and start another kind of celebration which all of your cups will be filled and the food won't run out, just as George would have wanted. But in the days to come, it's important that you say your goodbyes in your own way, on your own terms. As you will catch sight of George in the movement of those around you. You'll see him in the actions of strangers, in the deeds of friends, in the smile and laughter of family. But most of all, you will witness him inside yourself. In your movement, in actions and deeds, in your own smile and laughter. And this is how George lives on. Through you. First, because we will never forget that he lived. But second, because we embody what he taught us. His life. His love. And as a gathering, I offer you these closing words from the poet Mary Oliver. To live in this world, you must be able to do three things. To love what is mortal, and to hold it against your bones, knowing that your own life depends on it. And when the time comes, to let it go. Let it go. We release you, George. We let you go. Not from the embrace of our hearts, but from this life, that you may be freed from all earthly things, ashes to ashes, and dust to dust. May you be free to know the eternal, in joy, in peace, and in everlasting love. Please stand as you are willing and able. I invite you to take the hands of those around you. We go now in quietness to live with one another, with the blessings and the peace that passes all our understanding. We go now in love. We go now to live, and we go now to celebrate the life of Dr. George Phares each and every day. May it be so. Our closing song is Lord of the Dance, and the words are printed on your order of service.
I danced in the morning when the world was young, and I danced in the moon and the stars and the sun, and I came down from heaven and I danced on the earth. At Bethlehem I had my birth. Dance, dance, wherever you may be. I am the Lord of the dance, said he. I'll lead you all wherever you may be, and I'll lead you all in the dance, said he. Dance, dance, wherever you may be. I am the Lord of the dance, said he. I'll lead you all wherever you may be, and I'll lead you all in the dance, said he. Dance, dance, wherever you may be. I am the Lord of the dance, said he. I'll lead you all wherever you may be, and I'll lead